Greetings from ASHOK Educational Groups. We are providing online classes for PUC and high school. If you want more information, you can go through this channel. Today I'm going to talk about the first chapter, The Gentleman of the Jungle, written by Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta was an African writer. See, Jomo Kenyatta was African writer, politician. He was the first president of Kenya, and also he was very well known and best known African nationalist leader. So he was a nationalist leader and secretary of his trial associations, and he campaigned for land reforms on African political rights. So we can know that he fought for the rights of African people. So now we can see the lesson. This is a fable. So what we can see, where the story having moral, like in Indian context, in Panchatantra stories, so like where the good prevails over evil. So we can see hundreds of stories in Panchatantra where good prevails over evil. And here, in this, the story is an allegory with a moral. So, allegory of a moral. The world of animal is pitted against the man to suggest that among human beings, some are like animals in their cruelty. So, what we can see, a man is cruel against his own being. So, here we can see some animals which are cruel against human. As the same kind, we can see man is cruel against his own being. So, and another one also there, another theme also, a political satire. It is a satire. So, it is a satire shows that devious are cunning and selfish ways of the colonizers in their relationship. So we can see colonized people, colonizers like that. So these colonizers with their cunning and selfish mentality, how they are expanded, their expansion policy. So here, in late 19th century, the chief European powers divided Africa among themselves. So it speaks about the 19th century. In late 19th century, the European powers were divided Africa among themselves. So not only they divided Africa, they divided Indian continent, Asian continent, and Australia, many continents, even America also, they were divided among themselves. So they could do this because European arms were superior. So arms means armies. So they had well equipped with a better army power. So that's why they are able to win these lands. So because, and also the African chiefs did not understand the meaning of treaties and they were asked to sign. So usually we people, African peoples or other people who are welcome these Europeans, they were kind and they did not know the language and their cunning mentality and their expansion policies. So we are welcomed very heartily when they were entered for the trading. So that time we were signed whatever they asked to sign, and because of that signs, we are finally lost. Africans lost lands they had traditionally lived. So they lost their traditional land, cultivated land, and of course they had lost everything. So we can also take for example, how India lost for Britishers. So just they came here for trading, and finally they fought for some these wars, and finally they said that the India is under the control of Europe or under the control of England. So like that, without knowing us, their expansion policy was expanded. So and we can see their attitude and their expansion policy very clearly in this following fable. So in this year, in this fable, we can see that how they expanded their expansion policy. And also here reflects us. So which this story reflects or can see how the attitude of Kikuyu people of Kenya towards European laws and commissions. So here in Kenya, a group of people there, which is the Kikuyu. They are Kikuyu who spoke Bantu language. So how their attitude towards the European laws and commissions we can see in this fable or in this story. Now we shall move. Now here we are spoken that it's like a fable and allegory with a moral. So fable means which animal characters are used with human character to show a moral. So we can see here elephant and other wild animals in this chapter. So once upon a time, an elephant made a friendship with man. One day, heavy thunderstorm broke out. The elephant went to his friend who had a little hut at the edge of the forest and said to him, "My dear good man, will you please let me put my trunk inside your hut to keep it out of this torrential rain?" So once upon a time, usually I have many years back in time. So elephant made a friendship with man. So here we can see that how the colonizers came. So here not man made the friendship with elephant. Elephant itself made friendship. So these are colonizers. So they came from far and here they try to settle. So the elephant is the signifier of the colonizer. So they came here and made a friendship with man. So and one day, so at that moment when they were very busy and happy and very pleasant in their friendship, when it was going on, so at that time, one day thunderstorm broke out. The thunderstorm means so like a thunder storm with the pellets of ice fall. So heavy rain, huge rain with thunder and lightning and heavy air. So that was broke out and elephant. At that moment, elephant went to the friend's hut and asked him, so my dear good man, so it was asking very gently. So my dear good man, will you please let me put my trunk. So here it's a heavy rain, the pellets of ice fall is there. So could you allow to put my trunk inside your hut? So it has torrential rain. Torrential means pellets of ice fall, heavy storm like what we call Alikallu Male. So that time, that man was very polite and he was very kind. And further, the man, seeing what situation his friend was in, replied, "My dear good elephant, my hut is very small, but there is room for your trunk and myself. Please put your trunk in gently." So he was looked at what the situation was, his friend was. So he allowed. So he replied, "My dear good elephant." So he also was in good kind, and he replied, "And dear good elephant, see here it's a very small hut. It's a place for only me and your trunk." So he replied, "It's a place for your trunk and myself. It's a very small hut. You can keep your trunk gently. So of course you can keep here. So keep inside the hut." And he allowed. So he agreed to keep elephant's trunk inside in his hut. So the elephant thanked his friend, saying, you have done me a good deed, and one day I shall return your kindness." So this elephant replied. So elephant replied that, so of course, sorry, you have done a good deed. Good deed means deed with a conscious or intentional action, work. So like a helping work. Sorry, he helped to write that work. So he that replied that one day I will return kindness. So your work I will never last. I will return the kindness. So, but what followed? At the same moment, see, at very next moment, as soon as the elephant put his trunk inside the hut, slowly he pushed his head inside and finally flung the man out in the rain and then lay down comfortably inside his friend's hut, saying, "My dear good friend, your skin is harder than mine, and as there is not enough room for both of us, you can afford to remain in the rain while I am protecting my delicate skin from hailstorm." Now see what happened. The very next moment of a man allowing the elephant to keep his trunk inside the hut, the elephant put his trunk inside hut. So he did it. So he put its trunk inside and slowly he pushed his head inside. Not only its trunk, he pushed very slowly his head, a big head itself into the inside. So when he pushed and finally flung means throw. It means the elephant threw the man out of the hut. So he threw from hut into the rain. So and then lay down comfortably inside his friend's hut. So the elephant comfortably lay down. It lay down inside very comfortably and he threw the man and saying, not only he lay down comfortably, he said some words, see what he had said. So, my dear good friend, your skin is harder than mine, and as there is not enough room for both of us. So, you only said, man, your room is very small that you and my trunk can be put here. So, here, your skin. So, your skin is very harder than mine, and you can afford, that means you can tolerate the rain. See, your skin is harder than mine, so you can tolerate in that heavy rain and not enough room for both of us. Here it is not the space, is not space is there for both of us. Now you can afford, you can stay there, you can stay in rain, and while I am protecting my delicate skin from the hailstorm, my delicate soft smooth skin from the hailstorm, heavy rain. In that huge and the pellets of ice fall, I want to protect my soft skin, delicate and delicate skin from these pellets of ice fall, and you can afford. So you can tolerate and you can remain in the rain. So after this, see what man had done. The man, seeing what his friend had done to him, started grumble. The animals in the nearby forest heard the noise and came to see what was the matter. All stood around listening to heated argument between the man and his friend, the elephant. In this turmoil, lion came along roaring and said in a loud voice, "Don't you all know what? Don't you all know that I am the king of the jungle? How dare anyone disturb the peace of my kingdom?" So, see what was happened at the next moment of that man, seeing what his friend had done. So after that, the man went outside and started to grumble. Grumble means quarrel, like shouting, like he mm, was what complaining. He was complaining, shouting. So that time, listening his noise and his friend's noise, nearby forest who are inhabited in that forest, all animals were gathered to see or to inquire what was the matter. So when he started to complain or shout against his friend, all were listened his grumble and gathered there to listen him. So all stood around listening to the heated argument between the man and his friend, the elephant. So they were just listening their fight, and they're just listening and just and stood there. So in this turmoil, so turmoil means disturbance. Turmoil means disturbance. In that loud disturbance, so hearing that disturbance, and the lion came along roaring. So along with the loud roaring, it came and said in loud voice, "Don't you all know that I am the king of the jungle?" So it said in loud voice, you are grumbling here, turmoil, very disturbance. Don't you all know that I am the king of the jungle? How dare anyone disturb the peace in my kingdom? So it's the lion, the king of the jungle said, "How dare you to disturb peace in my kingdom?" So he said in a loud voice, the great roaring. And after that, see, when the lion came, on hearing, when lion came and said, on hearing this elephant. So when the elephant said, sorry, when the lion said this, on hearing the elephant, who was one of high minister in the jungle's kingdom, replied in a soothing voice and said, "My lord, there is no disturbance of the peace in your kingdom. I have only been having a little discussion with my friend here as to the possession of this little hut which your lordship sees me occupying." Now see. So after hearing that loud voice and the roaring of the lion, elephant came forward, and who was the high minister. So some ministers are there for the king. So elephant also one of the minister, the high minister in the jungle kingdom. So he came forward and replied to the lion. Soothing means free from fear. So he was free from fear, because before man was only shouting, man was only grumbling that he was acquired. That when lion came, his fear was went off and he was free from fear, and in that soothing voice. So he said, "My lord, there is no disturbance here. Nothing was happening, not disturbance at all, my dear lord, my dear king, the peace in your kingdom. So no disturbance for peace in your kingdom. I have only been having little discussion with my friend here as to the possession." So we having a discussion between me and my friend for having the possession. Possession means want to be there in the hut. So it's a discussion about the possession of a little hut in your lordship sees me occupying. Where in your kingdom? In your kingdom, we have been occupied. So we are having a little discussion over the hut to our possession. So and afterward, so it said, and afterward, after the elephant's reply, the lion, who wanted to have peace and tranquility in his kingdom, he replied in a noble voice, saying, "I command my ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry to go thoroughly into this matter and report accordingly." So now see what I said. The lion who wanted love. Actually, he was the king. The lion was the king, so he wanted peace and tranquility. Peace means usually, no disturbance in a place, and tranquility means free from disturbance. So like more peacefulness. Tranquility means peacefulness, peace and peacefulness, more peacefulness, like no disturbance. Peace. The lion wanted peace and tranquility in his kingdom and replied in a noble voice, because he was king. So in authoritative voice, he replied in a commanding manner. So he replied in a noble voice, saying, "I command my ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry to go thoroughly into this matter and report accordingly." So he commanded, so he ordered to his ministers that appoint a commission of inquiry. So he ordered, or he commanded to his ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry to go thoroughly into this matter and report accordingly. So he ordered, or he commanded his ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry to go thoroughly, to inquire what was the matter what happened, who was witness, who was a victim, and report accordingly. So as it happened, exactly it should be report to the king from the commission of inquiry. Then, so after that, then he returned to the man. He returned to the man and said, "You have done a well by establishing friendship with my people, especially with the elephant who is one of my honorable ministers of state. Do not grumble anymore. Your heart will not lost to you. Wait until the sitting of my imperial commission, and there you will be given plenty of opportunities to state your case." So afterward, when he commanded to his ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry, he turned to the man and said, so see what he had said to the man, you done a well by establishing friendship with people. Usually, man used to have a friendship or establish friendship with the human beings. So, but he had a very special thing that he had done very well, that establishing friendship with animals. The two who was the high minister in king's state. So he was established friendship with elephant. So he was praising the man. So he phrasing that you have done a great, you have done well that establishing friendship with animal, that too he was honorable minister of state. So do not grumble anymore. So do not disturb. Do not cry or shout or fight. Do not complain anymore. Your heart is not lost to you. So do not worry about or do not complain anymore. Your heart will not last to you. So your heart will give to you only. Do not bother. You do not complain. But wait until the sitting of my imperial commission. There you will be given plenty of opportunity to state your case. So wait until that my imperial commission to sit, and that will decide, that will give a report on going thoroughly. So on the decision of the commission, we will see your heart shall give you or else not. But do not worry, do not grumble anymore. Wait until the report shall come of a commission. So there you will give plenty of opportunities. So there you will have many opportunities, many opportunity to state your case, defend your heart. So I am sure that you have been pleased with the finding of the commission. So with the report of the commission, you will be pleased, you will be happy, you will be enjoyed finding the commission. So the man was very pleased by the sweet words of the king of the jungle and innocently waited for this opportunity, and believed that naturally the heart would be turned to him. So when the lion talked like this, when the lion said like this, so he was very much pleased. So he thought that the hut would return to him, because naturally he was built that hut. The man was built the hut, so naturally it should come for him only. So when the lion was talked like this, so he believed that, naturally he believed that hut would return to him. So innocently he was waited for his opportunity. The elephant, so after that, when lion went off, and he was waiting, elephant was very much busy. So obeying the command of his minister, his master, got busy with other ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry. The following elders of the jungle were appointed to sit the commission: Mr. Rhinoceros, Mr. Buffalo, Mr. Alligator, and Mr. Rathorn and Mr. Fox acted as chairman, and Mr. Lefford to act as secretary of the commission. So see, when the lion was commanded his ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry, imperial commission. So after that, elephant also minister among them. So he was obeying that, listening, respecting, and he was is the command of order of the master. So he got busy after a word. He was very much busy appointing the commission of inquiry. So he was appointing because he was expecting something. So he appointed, the elephant appointed the elders of the jungle. So those are elders, who are all the elders. Five members were elected, 5 members panel. Mr. Rhinoceros, the first one. The second one, Mr. Buffalo, Mr. Alligator, and Mr. Rat Horn. And these 3 members are the members in a inquiry commission of inquiry. And the fourth one, the fifth one, the fox acted as the chairman. This fox acted as the chairman, and the leopard, fifth, acted as a secretary. These were elected. These 5 members were elected. These rhinoceros, buffalo, alligator, and rat horn are the acted as members, and fox acted as the chairman. Leopard acted as a secretary to the commission. On seeing the personnel, the man protested and asked if it was not necessary to include his commission, this commission, a member from his side. So the elephant was appointed these 5 members. So man was protested, was asking, was questioning them that you are not appointed anyone from his side. It wasn't not necessary. Wasn't necessary to include this commission from his side. So these are all wild animals. So no one was appointed from his side. So that's why he was against or protested. So they said for this, they said, but he was told. So he was informed that that it was impossible since no one was from his side was well enough educated to understand the intricacy of the jungle law. So they informed him that nobody was very much educated. No one educated to understand the intricacy, the jungle law. So no one educated intricacy, complexity. So no one could understand the complexity of the jungle law. Usually they have a set of rules and regulations for jungle. So wild animals, rules and regulations were there. So nobody could understand from a man's side that complexity, intricacy of the jungle law. So they said that no one are educated, no one were educated are there, and nobody could understand this complexity. So it was impossible to elect him. And also he informed further, that there was nothing to fear, for the members of commission were all men of repute for their impartiality and justice. And as they were gentlemen chosen by God to look after the interest of race less adequately endowed with teeth and claws, he might rest assured that they would investigate the matter with the greatest care and report impartially. So they said impossible to appoint from his side because nobody was well educated to understand the complexity of the jungle's law. And also continued further, they said nothing to fear, you need not to worry, because the members of commission, these persons from commission, members of commission were all men of repute for their impartial injustice. So they were all reputed persons in their injustice, and they are very impartiality in justice. So you do not worry. So you need not to worry. And they were gentlemen chosen by God. So they are all God's men. See, they are chosen by God, and they are very impartial, and they have interest. They have a very much interest of a race less adequately endowed. So they have a very much very much interest to give a justice for a less race. And they given endowed means they given with teeth and claws, because they given teeth and claws to look forward the less race. So that means they show impartiality, and they are reputed. They are chosen by God to give a justice for a less race. And he made, so with this claim, he made rest assured that they would investigate the matter with the greatest care and report impartially. So they would report impartially. He need not to worry, and he believed that he would get his heart back, so he can rest. So this was it's about. And remain lesson will continue in part second. So for that, you can go through the further video. And dear students, for more videos, please subscribe this channel and like, share. Thank you for watching.